Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Thursday night where we play another quiz arena. We hope you're ready, we hope you're excited, we hope you're ready to jump on board. And we have a special guest with us. You might have seen it in our intro. He's the director of An Ideal Host, and I certainly hope that I'm one of those tonight as we welcome Robert Woods. Hello!
Hello!
How are you?
I am well. How are you, Richard?
I'm perfect, and good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight on the Quiz Arena.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, no, well, it's excited and raring to go, and we're a little bit nervous because we can see that you know your stuff. So,
yes, well, we'll see. We'll see how I go.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, and we're very excited as well to hear about your new film, An Ideal Host. Would you like to tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, An Ideal Host is my first feature film. I've been working in theatre for a long time, and with a writing partner, Tyler Jacob Jones, and we always wanted to make a movie instead of doing a musical or a play, which is what we kind of became known for doing here in Perth. And so finally, after a decade of doing theatre, he said, "No, this is ridiculous. Let's write a movie. See if we can do a movie next." And I'll just, we'll just use resources that we have around us and see what we can put together with what we have. So yeah, it's a very scrappy, low budget thing, but we're both big fans of horror. We're both big fans of comedy. And horror comedies, so
yeah, and they go hand in hand. They really do.
They really do. So we just tried to cram into this movie like all the things that we love about cinema, and
it looks like a lot of fun. I checked out the trailer just a bit earlier on there, and it's something I think that a lot of people can, whoever has had a house party at least, I think, has a couple of these little moments in there so that they can they'll sympathize.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a very much opening with a comedy of manners that gets very awkward and then goes off the rails in a hopefully a very unexpected way. That trailer really doesn't show anything after like the first third of the movie because I'm trying to keep some of the surprises of where it goes hidden. Right. But awesome. It's playing now at the Sydney Underground Film Festival, which opens like right now, I think, or in about an hour. It's opening night, so wow, I highly recommend. Night.
So
yeah, exactly.
Fantastic. So yeah, we'll make sure that I can grab a link and I'll put that down either in the chat so that people can see that or in the description under there. But yeah, there's also a link in the description so that you can go to the Facebook page for An Ideal Host as well out there. So that'll give you. Awesome. That'll give you a bit of a chance to do that. I just got a little note to say that there's a lot of echoing going on there. So I'm just going to double check the sound. Echoing going on there. So
no worries.
I'm just going to double check the sound. Okay, cool. I think that might have just been from the intro there. Sweet. Cool. Awesome. Then I just got the note just as I had done that saying it's all good. Perfect. Nice. The trials and tribulations of live TV. Or I don't know, can we call this live TV? I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
YouTube's TV.
I
I
want to
watch
say it is.
YouTube
So
more than I watch TV now, so
that's it, exactly. Some people are watching it on a TV, so that works.
I
But
watch it
yeah.
on my 4K laser projector.
Oh yeah, or one of
As a bee.
those like little retina ones, like that Google Glass just bought out. That projects right in your retina.
Yes,
Very
just
Clockwork
plug it
Orange.
into my brain directly.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I was gonna say a scanner darkly, but that's not the film reference. It's another film reference. Ah,
But like
that's right.
like Clockwork Orange or The
Yeah.
Matrix.
That one. And the Beethoven. It's yeah. It's a future references is crazy. So yeah. But I want to mention as well out there as well. Make sure that you get down there into the commenting and you let us know. Let us know if you can hear us okay. Let us know what your favorite game is so far. If you do have a favorite, we do have a repeat of a game. So that. We want to see if you like that one. So yeah, get a chatting down there, and let us know as well. Like if you have been to the Sydney Underground Film Festival before, if you're going again, and some of our viewers, we had Steve Maresca on there, who I think is in another film as well, which is airing there.
Yeah, is his film Gollum?
I
A
think it
short
is
film?
Gollum. Yeah, I'm remembering
Yeah.
Smeagol in my head, so I'm yes. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've seen his film at we've been on the festival circuit. We've kind of bumped into each other virtually
Oh, great. Yeah,
at
virtually.
some other festivals, and his short film is such a delight. It's so good.
Cool.
Yeah, it's quite ambitious as well.
Yeah.
There's so much cool stuff to check out at the Sydney Underground Film Festival, and I'm really excited to be a part of it because being in Perth, like the only way previously I'm able to take part in it was I'd have to like fly over and and buy a ticket to watch everything in the cinema. But now everyone can just stream it. So if you're in another state, you can jump on, and everywhere in Australia has access to these films.
Yeah.
And there's a really great lineup. I've managed to catch a bunch of them at other festivals before, and there's some crazy films playing. So,
Awesome.
yeah, it's
Well,
really good.
that's it too. But, like we like to see the envelope getting pushed as well. So like was it in Magicians? I very briefly studied magic, and one of the things I liked was when they never say like reveal the tricks. Like it's a big no-no, and it's just like, well, Penn and Teller's approach is if you reveal the method of doing this trick, it forces you to have to do the trick in a different way, and that's what I love. There's a show that they do which is called Fool Us at the moment in Las
Yeah.
Vegas. Yeah. And that's just so great because you'll see techniques and you'll go, oh, okay, I think they're doing it this way. And if you watch it a couple of times, you might be able to see and validate those ways of doing it. There's a couple of tricks I learnt from James Randi, literally just by watching his tutorials. Not personally, I would have loved to have met him, but purely just because of going what your vague understanding is and then repeatedly watching it. Is it that method? It's most likely it. Give it a go. If it works, it's worked.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I learnt a lot of filmmaking and a lot of like the visual effects and special effects side of things.
That's it.
Is
Yeah.
just what growing up watching these films, and just you the first time you watch them, like you're either shocked or amazed, and then that like the 8-year-old brain in you just goes, oh man, I've got to know how they did that.
Yeah.
And then you try and do it yourself.
Yeah.
And that's how you end up, with like
Well, that's it. That's how
3
Peter
hour long
Jackson. He loved
Lego
King
stop
Kong,
frame. Yeah,
and he started
exactly.
watching and just replicated it. And now we can do that with YouTube tutorials. I mean, that's the brilliant thing. Trying to join these communities. Speaking of joining communities, we're going to join another member of our community, our lead surgeon of the Surgeons of Horror. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sol Muerte. Hello, Sol. How you going?
Hello. Thanks for having me back on board for yet another great Quiz Arena.
Yes.
And thank you, Robert, for joining us as well. It's great to see you in the flesh.
Yes.
Yes.
Sinews and all. Beautiful. We were just chatting about a whole bunch of things. The Sydney Underground Film Festival, which of course an ideal host is airing at, and just the ability to be able to use the interwebs and the World Wide Web to be able to connect everybody and be able to still attend these film festivals and now make it more accessible than ever for the public.
Mm.
We've also just wanted to say hello out there to Phil Robinson. So welcome, Phil. Thank you for coming on back, and congratulations for your previous wins. And we've got Steve Maresca as well out there in the chat. So hey, we just haven't mentioned to you. Hey. Anyway, how are you going, Saul?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm just typing a quick hello in the speech on our YouTube link. So but I'm good, mate. Yeah, it's been as usual crazy week ahead. But I'm glad you mentioned the Sydney Underground Film Festival, and I think from memory, and like Robert, you may correct me with this, but I think they're in their 15th year of doing this.
I'm not sure.
So
this is the first one I've been able to take part in. So
yeah, exactly, which is one of the reasons why we've got you here as well, because it officially launches today, which is exciting stuff. And I don't know if it's already been mentioned, so forgive me if I'm repeating what's already been said. But Robert's got a film that's part of the festival circuit there at SUF, and it's called An Ideal Host. It launches tonight, and basically, this is the first year where Sydney Underground Film Festival are streaming everything online. You just need to pay up front. There's various packages you can sign up for. You can just sign up for the one film deal, or if you want a bit more of a variety of films to service your celluloid palette, then you have the choice of opening up a few more choices ahead of you there as well. So it's great having you on board, Robert, to chat around An Ideal Host. I know that the film itself has been screened on a couple of, or at least I know of one definite film festival that's screened already at. So are you over the pre-festival jitters, or is it still a bit kind of nerve-wracking when you see your baby essentially up there ready to be kind of subjected to scrutiny or love, or somewhere in between?
It's all very exciting. If there's any nerves, it's excited nerves. Yeah, I've done a couple of them now, and the feedback has been really great so far.
That's good.
Even middling or negative feedback is still exciting, because it's like, someone watched our film.
Nice. Well, I mean, I'm not just saying this because you're here, but I absolutely loved it. I've got a review out there if people want to go check it out. Go check it out at surgeons.horror. Yeah, go check it out, because and you don't have to just take my word for it. As I said, go stream it now as part of the Sydney Underground Film Festival package that they've got there. But what struck me, and I think Australians have a knack of doing this. There's something quite unique about Australian humour, and you are able to capture that really well in this film. And I think it's that kind of energy that peppers its way through the narrative, which really hooks you in. So were you responsible? Were you the solely responsible for the writing, or should we
no
off to someone else in the mix?
No, definitely a lot of the credit for that has to go to Tyler Jacob Jones, who's my writing partner. Like I was saying before, we've worked together in theatre for many years, and he has a very distinctive rhythm of dialogue that he likes to write.
Yep.
It's a very fast-paced, kind of farcical style.
Yep.
And so we've always come up with story and structure together. A lot of pacing around in a room with laptops. But generally, he does the actual typing up and writing of it. And sure. I'll take all the accolades at the end.
Yeah. Well, that's not to take too much away from you. I mean, because obviously you're the one kind of combining all the elements to make it a piece, and that's why you have the director hat for this film. But I think for me, I noted that the visual effects is a huge part of this film as well. In the sense it brings life to the piece and is able to tell the story. And without that, I think some filmmakers would fall short if it wasn't handled the right way. And in this case, you can tell that you've got the experience there and know how to handle it, and that comes through. And I don't want to say too much without giving too much away, hence why I'm being a bit cagey about what I'm saying. But it's I think that to me was the other thing that struck me. There was the humor part, but also the visual component of it as well, which was really good. So, do you want to just talk us through what that was like for you? What was your biggest hurdle in trying to get that vision onto screen?
I guess the biggest hurdle would have been that having no budget.
Yes.
and having like a cinematographer in mind to shoot it that then had to drop out like a week before shooting.
Oh, way. Okay.
So then I ended up being a cinematographer as well, which I am not a cinematographer by any stretch
right.
of it. But so that was a big hurdle for me, because I hadn't planned on thinking about having to worry about camera stuff as well as the whole production. So a lot of on-set ended up being divided between me and Tyler, who was happy to take the actors aside and talk to them before shooting a scene while I was trying to find batteries and lenses.
Okay. Wow.
So yeah, it was the whole film was very much a shared effort. And we've just like, everyone's just taken like one credit in the credits. Otherwise they'd be like 5 hours long and it would be like, written by this person.
yeah.
One of those films where it's just like every credit is yours. Yeah.
Yeah, and like that's so lame. So I didn't want to do that. So I'm just director.
Come on, everyone loves Edward D. Wood Jr. on every single title.
It's so good. Yeah, no, I didn't want to do that. So yeah, that was a big hurdle. Yeah, I do work as an editor and basic visual effects is part of my job description. So there were a bunch of things that I was confident I'd be able to fix in post. And then, but mainly we tried as much as possible to get everything in camera where we could. And there's a couple of things that are obviously too dangerous or outlandish or just don't exist in real life that were problematic. But there's still only like one shot with computer generated things in it. The rest of it is all like stuff that's been filmed and sometimes composited in. But mainly, yeah, it's all real organic stuff because it's quicker and once you filmed it, you've got it.
But that's you were saying before about how you're not a cinematographer, but surely even just from as you're saying, like the use of compositing you'd know how you want to frame shots at least a little bit, surely, right?
Yeah. There's a very much an understanding of what elements I'll need, especially in terms of the edit, because I mainly work as an editor. I knew going in. It's a big advantage to know I don't need coverage on all this because I'm never going to use that footage when I edit it together. I just need this line from this angle and this line from this angle. So that's all we would shoot. And honestly, that's all the time that we had to shoot. We only had, I had hired this farmhouse where we shot for 2 weeks. And I had one day off in the middle there, a little break, but the rest of the time we were just shooting afternoons and evenings every day.
Wow.
Trying to cram in a whole bunch of
a
push it
film,
to
the end.
basically.
Yeah, that's it. It always gets to that the nth hour, and it's just like, how much more can we do? And the first AD is like, no.
Yeah, well, we didn't have a first. There was a crew of
luxury.
4. So yeah, there was only 4 of us. There was me holding the camera.
Oh wow, cool.
Tyler, our writer, who was running around just making sure props and continuity was vaguely all right. And then we had a girl called Jo who had a sound mixing recorder, and her boyfriend Shane on the boom.
Cool.
And that was it. That's the whole crew, all 4 of us. And then there were 7 actors who are all basically
more
friends of mine.
Than there are the crew.
There's more actors than crew, and that's good because there weren't that many beds at the place. And all the actors are they're all improv comedians that I've worked with in a troupe here in Perth. We do shows pretty much every Thursday night for the last 19 years or so. So they were all actors that were good at thinking on their toes, and they're all funny, and they're all great at drama as well. And they also, pretty much most of them all knew each other and has been working together for a long time. So that chemistry, I think, helped a great deal in going on screen to make it feel like an old group of friends.
Yeah.
I think the I mean, you already talked about the choice of venue too, but I think that also adds to the intimacy that's on display as well. Like, I mean, you know, the fact that it's a very kind of small house, you get moments obviously where you're able to break out of that and go across the farmland area a little bit to give yourself a bit of elbow room. But essentially, you've already established the intimacy to begin with. So, which I think, and all the intricacies that come with close friendships as well, which kind of spills out on screen as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, we were lucky enough to find that location, which was a friend of mine from high school. His family had a farm, and I put out a big call saying, "Does anyone have a farmhouse we could use?" And his name came up, and so Tyler and I drove down to take a look at it. This would have been in like July of 2018, I think. And then we got to see this farmhouse and immediately put down a deposit and said, can we book this out for 2 weeks in January in 2019? And then we drove back up to Perth and started writing a script. Like, all right, now we've got a location and we've got a time limit. That's the only reason why we get anything done, is we need to have a deadline. Otherwise, nothing's going to ever get done.
Yeah.
But it was so useful having seen it and having seen that there's a house here and the field goes this way and there's trees up here and there is a lake down here. There are cows over here. There are these rooms here and these rooms here. So we knew all that before we started writing the script for real. We just had a basic structure. And so it meant that we could write all of that into the script and basically use all of that in the film.
Yeah, and then coupled with the improvisational actors, so it would be very organic in the way that you could direct the style and the pace of things.
Yeah. It was very, very, very much a playful, experimental kind of thing. I will say, like, the dialogue is all very, very structured. Tyler's writing doesn't really leave much room for improvisation, but there was so many moments and things that, like, just with props and with animals and things on set that we just kind of found in the moment. And pretty much the whole film was just us finding things in the moment and moving on. And the whole thing was done but basically I told all of the actors, look, this might never be finished, but at the very least I'll get you like a scene for a show reel. That's the least that we're hoping out of this, because we just wanted to see if we could actually make a feature, if it was viable or not. So it's gone much further than we ever expected.
No, that's great.
Which is great. And so actually getting it finished off was never a certainty, and I never made that promise to anyone, and I'm glad I didn't, because it meant that we didn't have any pressure, we didn't have anyone over our shoulder, we didn't have anyone else's money that we were spending. It was just a very fun, free atmosphere to play around and do really crazy things.
Oh, that's it. That's so cool. It's so good to hear as well, because a lot of productions are locked down, like, you know, especially when you've got studio interference a lot of the time. The bigger they get, like, you know, there's a lot less that creativity the directors can have. So I usually end up saying that the horror genre is one of those areas that directors really have the reins free to try new things and test new boundaries.
Yeah, you need to, really. I always feel like, especially horror and comedy, the they're quite extremes in terms of eliciting reactions from an audience. They like, you want an actual physical reaction from an audience, either to laugh or to scream.
Yeah.
And the discipline of eliciting that reaction is quite similar, even though they're extreme opposite emotions. Just learning about all of that was great, and seeing if watching films every day for 30 years, if that really was a good enough school.
Yeah.
Does it pay off?
That's it.
It does.
Morbid fascinations always pay off, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure like all of our guests, all of our viewers out there would attest to that. Which of course we've got them commenting away as it is. Lux Voco saying, "Good to see you, Sir Woods. You've been knighted by Lux Voco. Lux Voco as well, who is the one who did our introduction effects and music for that.
Oh, it's glorious introduction.
Yeah,
I'll have to get you for the next film.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, make sure you do that there, out there. We've got all props going to Rajan Kauchi for that one. I'm assuming that you mean for Gollum. Is that Steve Maresca?
Yeah, he's the director and animator in Gollum.
Oh, perfect. Oh, perfect. Yeah, you're onto this. There you go. And
Yeah.
he also had a follow-up question asking about whether or not he thinks that that funding should go into South Australia and Western Australia's film industry. For that, look, we were talking about this just off air, but like the sparseness of the land out there and the versatility of just the different climates and stuff like that. I mean, one coast looks completely different from the other side of the coast. In America, it's the same. In Africa, it's the same. I mean, I would love to see more films being done all over Australia. I mean, the Red Earth, I mean, alone.
Yeah, Western Australia has a huge variety of locations. It's known as a location state, and the film industry here is picking up. But the biggest problem at the moment is that we don't have a major studio here to entice big productions.
Yeah.
We're great for locations, but anything studio based is really problematic. Whereas South Australia just have built their beautiful new studios and encouraging great tax incentives for foreign production. But Western Australia, the Premier is kind of perked up to that and is determined to get more productions happening here. So
and as we were saying before, that's it. On this online sort of age, I mean, everything can be filmed and uploaded. I mean, the rendering is the biggest sort of thing. But if that's done to an output source, then you can upload that, like, a finished product sort of export, even in a testing sort of thing. I know that's sort of like even just on the small scale that I know, but I should imagine that the online would just open up the ability that a studio would be more remote for these possibilities. Sending just the artists or the actors out, particularly that you need to film them on.
We've had to do some remote shooting before, just in like the local productions during lockdowns and stuff. We had some of the first remote directing and remote clients watching commercials being shot from around the state.
That'd be interesting. So you're saying like directing like we're doing now in a scene. Wow, that's cool.
In fact, you mentioned before Hug the Sun, the web series that I worked on.
Love it.
Aaron McCann, the director of that, I think they had planned to shoot everything in Perth, but the actors were not able to fly over anymore. So of the three main actors, one was in Perth and two were in Melbourne. So he had to direct through a studio through a Zoom call. And then likewise, when we shot in the studio, a little studio here, the other actors that were the writers on the project zoomed in and watched via that. It sounded like a very complicated setup, but they got through it and it worked.
Well, and it worked. The product, I mean, looks great. I mean, it's something that I've watched at least a dozen times. It's a guilty pleasure, and it's just so much fun to watch.
Yeah. It's such a fun, crazy series.
But yeah, that's it in practice. I mean, the ability of just the Zoom call for auditioning, and from an acting perspective as well. Like, that's something we have to do. Like just the self tests a lot now. So the ability, yeah, is just, it's right there. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the not too distant future, fingers crossed, it does expand out there. Just wanted to as well to thank as well Chemical20CA who subscribed. You might have seen the little widget thing bouncing out there as well. So thank you so much for subscribing. And we've got Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons thanking Saul as well, and waving to Lux. So there's that. I haven't got a wave up here, but if you have tuned in before, we do have confetti. Which is always fun. Always fun. So, yes. Sweet. Well, if you guys are ready for it, would you be happy to go into a bit of a game? We've got 4 games ahead of us tonight.
Okay.
Perfect. Awesome.
Get my thinking cap on.
Yeah, so I didn't. After all of that sort of niceness, we can have a breather for a second there. I just noticed it is 8 o'clock, and for the our viewers out there, our last episode we did go an hour overboard, so we have been going roughly for about 2 hours and 30 minutes. But last week we went for 3 hours and 30 minutes, so I do apologise. It was just Saul and I, so we had...
Yeah, we were in our usual kind of riffs, aren't we? So we'll make sure we'll reel it in a little bit this week.
It's surprising, isn't it, how if we have the more people on, the more it sort of keeps us to our time frame. But we're going to try and keep it a little bit more snappy tonight, mainly because our round 4 tournament is going to be open for you guys to win the prize, of which tonight is going to be from costumes.com.au, which is giving a $50 voucher to spend on their website, and we'll show you the website just a little bit later on. But because of that, we want to keep that within the bounds of 9 p.m. just so if you guys are tuning in especially for it, and you have to run off, we don't want to keep it too long, and we don't want to mess you around, so we're going to try and start that before 9 p.m. So from now till 9 p.m. is the Quiz Arena. We've had a bit of a gas bag and some fantastic stories, and I really, really wish that we could keep going on. And who knows what happens afterwards. We'll sit around. We've got Rhiannon Elizabeth as well, who's already just written something there, which I want to talk about. But we have our games first. We're going to be playing Slasher Picks, Pop Quiz with Hot Shots, What Now, Better Beat Saul, and then, of course, our Quiz Arena tournament at the end there. So, yeah, we'll start up now. So that hopefully have given you a little bit of time. Unless, of course, either of you would like to mention something or plug something now. Go for it.
I think probably a good chance to plug Mr. Woods' fine film that's showcasing on Sydney Underground Film Festival as of today. So, Robert, would you like to do the honors and do a quick shout out to your movie and what it's called and what it's about?
Sure. So, An Ideal Host is playing at the Sydney Underground Film Festival from tonight until the 24th, I think. It's available online at the Sydney Underground Film Festival webpage and playing on Eventive, their online platform. And it is a horror comedy about a woman called Liz who's just trying to throw the perfect dinner party for her friends, but an uninvited guest shows up and causes havoc. The whole evening goes into chaos with potentially apocalyptic consequences. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, nice. Nicely done.
Yeah, fun stuff. So yeah, you can definitely check that out there as well. There's also the Facebook page that we've linked to as well if you've joined us from Facebook. So you can go over there, give them a like, and check out that trailer. Perfect. Awesome. Well, I'm going to see if I can change my lights. Yes, I can. Awesome. So now, let's go into our first game, which is going to be Slasher Picks. Wait, this is the way. I have to go this way. I have to remember the order. Ha! Here we go. Slasher Picks.
Whoa.
Beautiful. So, in our Slasher Picks game, now, I should have mentioned before as well, we're going to be using buzzers in this game.
Oh.
So, I will send you guys a link. I'll try and send it to the Zoom chat. How can I chat? There we are. There's the Zoom chat. Okay. So, I have a QR code and everything set up, but I think it's easier just doing this way. So if you click the link there, either on your phone or anything, that will be able to get you to the link. If you can find that one. Can you see that one? Awesome. The name will be displayed on screen, just to let you know there. Fantastic.
So
awesome.
Nothing rude then.
Yes. I'm going to turn my mic back up. There we go. I'm turning it down the transition so that we don't get that echo. So I'm sorry if there is a feedback issue. Please do let me know if there are any sound issues or you're not hearing anything that you think you should be. Because, yeah, I'll fix that up. So, yes. For those of you playing at home who haven't played last week, whilst we're just getting our buzzers aligned, do any of you know what the image is? That torn or slashed image up there. Fantastic. We've got Saul in.
No one's just saying a connection to the server could not be established, but I will try on my phone.
Oh, no. Sorry.
It might be better.
Sorry.
All good.
Because I'm trying to
I
find
have a very good idea of what that slashed image is, though.
Oh, good, awesome, yes. Well, if there's anyone out there, if you want to type it down before they answer, then yeah. Even if you have seen it from last week, I'm happy for that one. So, jot it down there. Yes, Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons. Oh, you even got his name. Nicely done. Okay, I didn't know that, but it's very interesting.
He knows that stuff, Rhiannon.
That name as well. Now, like, that is the same name that is given to Frankenstein's monster by Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is true. Yeah. So commonality there.
Yeah. Looks like Eric Idle a little bit. Yes, a very young Eric Idle.
I thought that too. Yeah.
In the eyes. Well, that's all we can see. There we go.
There
We've
we
got
go.
Robert Woods on there. We're perfect. Awesome. Beautiful. So, the way that this is going to work is... I'm going to reset buzzers there.
Cool.
Beautiful. We're going to give you a whole bunch of images. Now, these are movie posters that have been slashed and torn up and jumbled around. And there's the chance at 3 points to get it. If you can get it at the most jumbled, which is our first one. If you can't get it, then you get it on the next one, which is 2 points, which is less jumbled. And the third one is even less jumbled, and then the last one will reveal it. So when you think you know what it is, buzz in. But once you buzz in, it will lock out you if you get it incorrect, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Groovy.
Right.
Awesome. Here we go. Let's have a gander at our first one. So people at home as well, feel free to type in if you want to help our players, then type in what you think it is. If you want to throw them off, type in what you think is incorrect, but is close to the money. Get into that uncanny valley and sort it out. So here we go. For 3 points, our first slasher pick. There you go. Buzz in when you think you know what it is.
Oh.
Oh, there we go. Robert Woods has gotten in first. So what do you think it is?
I think it's Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh, nicely done.
Damn.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I was just on that, but marginally late. Well done.
Yes,
well
you
done.
did, yes. So hold on, and then we should go back to our
Good
Quiz
work.
Arena board. There we go. And
Yay.
yay. And I should close the chat because that's why that was doing that there. And let's bring up our scoreboard. We have points, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, points. So in our scoreboard.
So I'm throwing this out while you're doing the little bits and pieces in the background, Richard.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking just for fun, we should do a bit of a tally board to see who comes out at the end of our season with the most points at the end of the
Well,
Season
Robert,
1 competition.
trust me, that's not putting you under any pressure because so far I'm not doing that well. So, yeah.
No, that's all right because one of the things was that I purposefully not called the winner of the tournament the Quiz Arena Master because we haven't discussed it yet, but on live TV it's probably the best place to do it. One of the aims was eventually we have a carryover champ, which was going to be the Quiz Arena champion. So or maybe one of our special events on our Halloween or Christmas event, which will be hopefully a thing. We might be doing that. But as it is and as it stands right now for this point, For this round so far, we have Rob, who has 3 points. So nicely done. Back over to our slasher
Well done, mate.
picks.
At least I'm not gonna like get 0 points for the corner. that's what I was worried about.
Yes. No, that's right. I'm kind of worried that you're going to get them on every try now. So for our next one, the buzzers have been reset. Buzz in when you think you know what it is for 3 points. And out there, if you don't think you know what it is, Lux Voco thought the last one could have been Harry Potter. Very cool because it did look like a girl font. Looking forward to Halloween. Halloween does sound like a lot of fun. But do you think this is the poster? Oh, we've got Saul who's boasted. Yes. What do you think it is, Saul?
I'm going to say, is it Death Becomes Her?
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Nicely done, Saul. Very well done.
Wow.
Okey-day.
You know how I love my Meryl Streep, man.
Yes.
I was looking at the little block that was Meryl Streep's face.
Yeah.
Who is that? Who is it?
Yeah. Well, that's, one of the things I was worried about. Good, awesome. So far, okay, so you're going quite well. Let's see.
Looks like Lux and Steve got it as 2. Well done, boys.
Sorry, what was it? Steve? Oh, and Phil, yes. Well, Phil just said
Well
yes.
done.
Oh, he got Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh, well done, Phil.
Yes.
Yep.
Interestingly enough, just as a sidebar, a labyrinth is technically the passage which goes through the middle of the maze. It connects the maze areas. So in the film The Labyrinth, I always like thinking that first corridor that she goes into is the labyrinth, because that, in my way of thinking, goes all the way around the labyrinth. And it's kind of supposed to be the passage. And the worm even hints at it by saying if she'd gone the other way, she would have gone directly to the castle. So we know that it's a through passage. So that technically could have been the only part that is a labyrinth. The rest of it's just a maze. Anyway. Sidebar. Back to our slasher picks.
So that would mean, like, what's his name? Icarus's dad, Delius, who kind of created the maze that then got him kind of imprisoned. If he could effectively find his way back to the labyrinth, then Icarus wouldn't have had to have flown too close to the sun, and damnation held warm.
Wow.
Only.
That's getting deep now.
I like deepness.
Yeah.
Such a tragedy.
Yeah, let's stop before we get to Oedipus Rex, and we have to explain that to the kids in the audience. Anyway, so we've reset our buzzers. An eye for an eye. Anyway, let's go for our next one for 3 points. Buzz in when you think you know what it is.
Oh, no.
Or, of course, comment down below. I'll give you 10 seconds.
Oh, no. It's on.
Real hard here.
So very muted sort of colour palette there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of,
and so now for 2 points. Haven't got anyone buzzing in yet. So 2 points. Oh, we've got Saul buzzing in first for 2 points.
Oh, damn it. No.
I think it's the birds.
Yes, it is the birds.
My favorite Hitchcock film.
Oh, really fantastic.
Nice.
Awesome. So 2 points to Saul. Nicely done. Great work. Nice.
My favorite Hitchcock, by the way, is Vertigo. It's always been my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Love that film. Love it. Like, the performances are so good.
I want to see North by Northwest again because
you want to see?
Yeah, I've seen that sequence, a couple of times, and I'm a huge Cary Grant fan. So I think I need to see that. Yeah. Oh, great mentions out there. Phil Robinson, of course, got it. Countess Bell got it. Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons got it. Steve Maresca said knew it was a Hitchcock. And Lux Voco thought it was the Burbs. Loved the reference. Awesome.
The Burbs.
The Burbs. And what was it? Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons also says Cary Grant is incredible in North by Northwest. Oh, Cary Grant is incredible in everything he does. If you haven't seen him in Arsenic and Old Lace, see if you can get that one, because that's just...
My Tyler, my writing partner, and I just have this running gag where every time we watch a film, we then imagine it with Katharine Hepburn and Cary Grant as the leads, and then we perform that.
Oh, that's great.
Nice.
The best one was Gravity. That was such a joke.
Oh, that's sweet.
Legend.
Yeah.
I have a quick question that's Hitchcock related to North by Northwest. There's a bit of a quiz one in the background to our listeners out there. So Cary Grant plays a character called Roger Thornhill in it. What is his middle name?
Ooh.
And people can think about that while we go on to our next doohickey.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely in the background there. Cool. Perfect. So next one, reset buzzers for 3 points. What is it? Oh, it's a pretty picture, isn't it?
Oh wow!
Isn't that nice?
Hold on.
Oh.
I'm getting Tom Cruise vibes,
wait.
but
Is this?
oh, we've got to lock in, and we've got Saul locking in for 3 points. What is it, Saul?
I may be throwing myself a bit under the bus, but I'm going to go with The Haunting.
Oh, The Haunting. Nice reference. No.
Okay.
Unfortunately, not reset buzzers. Actually, this is locked out. So yes, Rob, you have a free chance at this one.
Yep, I'm looking up.
Okay. I buzz.
Yeah.
Is it Wolf Creek?
Yes, it is Wolf Creek. Nicely done.
Well done.
Fantastic.
What a great film that was too.
Yeah. With an upcoming sequel, I think, if that's right.
Yeah, there's a third film in the works. I think it's obviously been put on the back burner because of all the recent shenanigans that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a third one coming.
Oh, a third one coming. And of course, Steve Maresca, Ariadne Elizabeth Irons, and Phil Robinson all got Wolf Creek. Nicely done. Beautiful stuff. And another place, that's another location I would love to go to, that massive crater.
Yeah, that's in WA.
Yeah, well, there we go. Perfect.
Come visit. It's a great tourism spot.
WA, come on.
Hashtag, WA tourism. Beautiful. So our next slasher pick, here we go. I can't remember which one we're up to. I don't know if this is our last one or not. So for 3 points, what could it be?
Wow. Hold on,
It looks purple.
It does look purple, doesn't it? You can buzz it when you think you know what it is, and it'll lock the other person out.
Is this one smaller than the others?
This one may have been, a little bit more difficult. You might have noticed on that last one too, I did the same thing on our last picture, which I think it was The Ring, like that.
Yeah.
Give you 4 more seconds.
Oh man,
I
don't have it. I
haven't got anyone buzz, so now for 2 points.
yeah.
Oh, we got a buzz in there with Robert Woods. What is it, Rob?
It's Beetlejuice.
It is Beetlejuice.
Oh, nice.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice. Absolutely correct. And 2 points for you. Nicely done.
We were just watching
Scream
the
3. Love the reference.
The new Candyman film, and wondering what happens with Bloody Mary and Beetlejuice and Candyman.
Yeah.
While they're sitting waiting to be invoked into the real world.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see Beetlejuice kind of hanging out, a bit like the waiting room that he waits in the
he's
waiting for name calls. They're just waiting for their name to be.
Yeah,
I'm up.
Yeah.
Damn it! They only said it 4 times. God damn.
Because I feel like there's something else maybe, like there's something else with that whole say it 5 times or in a mirror in the reflection from a very schlocky horror film that I might have seen on Red Letter Media or something. But to put all of those in the one universe and battle them off. One of the biggest things, this might be an eclectic reference, but if anyone knows Uncle Grandpa, he is one of the characters who I think, if you go, Freddy versus Jason, who would win? It's just I think if you put Uncle Grandpa against anyone, he's most likely to come out on top and teach you a valuable lesson. Good morning.
With morals.
Yes, exactly. Beautiful stuff. So we have one more, ladies and gentlemen.
Michael Keaton turned 70 just this week as well. So we should kind of champion him too, because he's been in some awesome films.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just reprised Batman.
Yeah.
Yes.
How big
That would
that?
be interesting.
Oh, I'm so excited. I mean, Birdman was so excited. And then, we've got the Vulture and things like this. I'm such a huge fan. We've mentioned Multiplicity before.
Yes.
And just the versatility in that. And that was, early, CG or, having to work heavy effects with one person. I mean, it's such a cool thing.
Okay, and I'm just going to come in there because good old Rhiannon has come back with the answer for my question of what was Richard Thornhill's middle name, which was the character played by Cary Grant. And the answer, of course, is O.
Poe.
O.
Oh.
Just the letter O.
Just the letter O.
And famously was asked, what does it stand for? And he says, nothing.
But that starts with S.
No, nothing.
N. That starts with S. brain's doing too many things and farting way too many times.
All right. We've got one more. We've got one more.
We
slasher
do
pick
have
to
one
go.
more slasher pick. So
Yeah.
let's head back over. The buzzers are reset for 3 points. Buzz in if you think you know what it is. Give you 10 seconds.
It's like a UK poster. It's wide.
Yeah,
Wow.
it is wide. And I think this is like the first release poster of it. I tried to look up its initial releases, but yeah, I don't know.
Then maybe it's an older poster then.
Yeah, so it's been about 10 seconds. No one's buzzed in. So for 2 points.
What am I looking at?
Does anybody else know down there? Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons and Lux Voca are playing their own little quiz down there in the chat, which is great. And Rhiannon has got it correct. We
I'm
got Saul
guessing-
buzzing in. So for 2 points.
Is it The Shining?
Nicely done. Good points, sir.
Yeah. It was. I suddenly caught a little sneak peek of our little friend there, in Screaming in Terror.
Shelley
Screaming.
Duvall?
A little friend there.
Yeah, I was just
worried
waiting
that
for-
was a euphemism.
Hi, I'm Shelley Duvall.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall. If you haven't seen that clip, just all of the clips of her. And now those were introductions. That she was a TV show that she produced, and they used to do fairy tales and nursery rhymes. And so at the introduction of each one, she would come in to go, "Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall," and every single time it was exactly the same. So check that out, or check out our review for The Shining, which has a remix of that in there, which is also fun. Beautiful. So nice.
Shelley Duvacting.
Yes.
That's what we call it. Shelley
Duvacting.
Duvacting.
Awesome.
Hello.
We
I'm
love it.
Shelley
And
Duvall.
still the record of the most takes in a single shot is for The Shining and with Shelley Duvall. If someone out there who knows their film stuff can tell me what scene that was, give us
It's
a shout
this
out.
one.
Yeah, you know it. Yeah.
Ah.
Get away! Get away!
Oh yeah, backwards up the
Yeah.
stairs.
And I want to say, I don't know off the top of my head, but it's something like 126 or 127 shots.
Whoa.
Takes, sorry, to try and nail it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense because there was one. What was it? On Peter Pan, there was like it got into the 90s, but I don't think it went over 100, or it was around that 100. I don't think it would have beat that. But that's it. What was it?
Man,
There was
imagine having enough time to do
yeah.
that.
But on
I
film
had,
too.
like, one take and then move on.
Yeah.
Maybe two if something went drastically wrong. And that's it. They're like,
Yeah.
doesn't matter. We got to keep going.
Well,
No,
they didn't have much else to do. They're trapped up in the Overlook Hotel.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, we're here. We may as well do another take.
I can't remember who it was, but there was someone who said that they were told by Stanley Kubrick that to exhaust the actors because they're only good after their like 50th take. And it's just like, that's bullshit, first of all. But
That's just stupid.
it is like, you don't want to exhaust because everyone's just working and trying to get the same aims to be done. But you can understand there's the honesty in an exhausted performance is kind of what he's getting at. And it's just hard when you've got different people on different sort of wavelengths trying to get that out of the way. And you shouldn't have to beat your performers to be able to get it out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, 127 takes. Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons, I think you got that right. So
Yeah, cool, nice one. Yeah, thanks. I thought it was around that. It was 126, 127.
Perfect. Beautifully done. Awesome. Nice.
Cool. So is that the end of our slasher picks?
Yes, let's just go in there and I'll just double check to make sure. Let's see if there's any more. No, there's not. We've come back to it. So nicely done.
It always comes back to Adam.
Exactly. And that was slasher picks with a fantastic new stinger.
And was that you in the foreground just?
No, that was Prince Adam. Now we know his name. We can call him that. Yes. Beautifully done. So far we have Saul on 7 and Robert on 7 as well. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. So far, yeah, it's a tight round and
Nice.
it's neck and neck. So yeah, let's see how it could be playing. Jittery, you guys are really knowing it. And yeah, our first round, I was hoping that was going to be sort of open and it was going to, leave it a little bit off kilter. But you're both on 7 there. You both know your stuff. I'm even more nervous than before. So hopefully one of these questions you'll get wrong. Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm sure I'll make a huge mistake.
No. I
Somewhere
love
in
it.
the future.
I think it's
We'll see.
fantastic. Because again, this is all about sharing the knowledge around there and making everyone smarter every day. So, I think we may have a guest quizmaster that's here to ask us a question. So, if you have the ability to listen, listen up, because here we go with Pop Quiz with Hot Shots.
Hi.
Hey, it's good to be here. We are here in Hollywood Heights, Los Angeles, California. I'm Valdelia. I am an actress, filmmaker, producer, creator, and
I'm Valentino Del Toro. I'm also an actor. You may know me from commercials here in Los Angeles.
but no, we're excited to jump in and join this quiz, and we actually do have some questions for you.
In John Carpenter's The Thing, how was the alien introduced to the camp?
So, the question is, in John Carpenter's The Thing, how was the alien introduced to the camp? So, if you guys think you know down there, you can jot it in the comments. Whilst
Yeah. Do we cards or do we? What?
Yeah.
How do we-
Should we just say?
yeah.
just say it?
Absolutely. Let me just turn that off and come back to.
I know this one, so I'm going to let my guess.
Well, I believe it was the husky, the dog, that
Nice.
the Norwegian camp was chasing with a helicopter trying to shoot.
Very good. You not only got the breed of the dog, but you got the nationality of the guy that was there, and of course you got the fact that it was a dog getting shot at. So
There
let's.
was a frozen husky over the back of the head of McCready.
Yeah, that's it. Well, let's go back and let's see if you were right. Let's ask them. Let's ask Belle and Val.
The answer is they rescue a dog from people shooting at it.
Nicely done.
He's a cutie.
Well done. Oh, look at his little face.
That's the translation.
It is still one of my all-time favourites.
Look, I don't want to give anything away, but this film was a massive influence on our film. So,
Oh no! I think made everyone go. We need to see this now.
yeah, there's a lot of generous homage paid to the thing in our film.
Perfect. Oh, I'm really excited now. That's so cool. Well, I'm going to give you not just 1 point, but 3 points for that one. Purely because, you got that it was a dog, and you got it was a husky, and you got that he was Norwegian. Yeah, so very, very well done there. I'm sure, Saul, that you would have gotten that, but the
Saul knew all of that.
Yeah.
not be honest.
We didn't have the buzzer there, but he did get in there. And hell, I'm looking for excuses to be an asshole with these points things. So, yes,
Oh, what?
good stuff.
That's the last time you let me answer as the guest.
Well, it would have been a buzzer. I'm sure you would have buzzed in, and that's the way I would have liked to think of it. The only thing with the buzzers in that sometimes it does time itself out. So I am trying to find the best workaround for the buzzer. So I do apologize about that. Our next game, which is What Now, which we'll be playing in just a moment, does also include the buzzers. So we may have to get you to sign in again to that.
Yep.
But just before we go to that one, we'll have a check at what our people are doing out there in our chat. We've got another Eric Idle reference, which is good. Phil Robinson coming in straight away with the dog. A big dog, a big old ice cube. That was, I think, in the remake, wasn't it? Not the remake, sorry, the sequel, the 2011.
Yeah. Do you know what? Like, I
It's
get
a
it.
Prequel,
No.
sorry, you're right.
Well, technically, I get where Lux Voco is coming from there because the spaceship is embedded in the ground, right?
ice.
Yeah.
And it's in the ice. So technically, that's how they get the thing out. But we are, as our guest quite rightly said, we are first introduced to the thing in question, courtesy of the dog's entrance at the beginning of the movie. So
Yes. Nicely done. Of course, the original. As you said,
Original,
the remake. As you said, the prequel. And
The original remake.
yes, the original remake, which I love picking apart that as well. But even talking visual effects, that was a film that they did a whole bunch of practical effects for, and then they went in and they like pretty much painted over a whole bunch of things. And it's just like, oh, they went too far.
Such tragedy.
They went.
Yeah.
Or is it
See,
another
I
Evil
get
Dead
you.
reference? I went too far.
I get what you're saying, but I there are some things I quite like about the prequel, in the way that it does certain things that tie up nicely to where the original picks up from. Such things like the embedded axe in the door when they go to the Norwegians. So there's a lot of they definitely for continuity's purposes, there's some really nice stuff that they were able to put into it. But the less said about the effects in that, the better.
Yeah. Awesome, cool. So if you still have that same code, it should be the same code for the
Okay,
buzzer.
cool. Well, it's just reset. I haven't touched anything. Can I do a?
Yeah, no, you're
can I
still
do a
there. I've still
dummy-
got you.
Oh, okay. Do I need to do a dummy buzz just to see if it worked?
If you want, why not? I always like the sound. Oh, such a good sound, isn't it?
My one says buzzed, but
It says buzzed.
yes, it seems
Okay.
good to go.
Well, that's right. We'll go in. I'll run the stinger and we'll go into the scene because that might refresh it or something like that. I'll close this window down and we'll give it a go. So, without further ado, for those of you who are fans of Titanic in general, or even just the PC game of Titanic Adventure Out of Time, we're going to brief Officer Morrow and question, what now?
Yes, what now?
Beautiful. So this game, we have our buzzers up there again, and I'll just go into our interact area, and I'll reshare that code back into the chat again. But it should be the same number code at the end.
I don't actually know the answer to this while that's happening in the background. So Rhiannon has put in a random quiz question.
Oh yeah, go for it.
She says,
Oh,
I
yeah.
know what you did last summer. Upon returning home, Helen, who was played by Sarah Michelle Gellar, enters the house and goes to the kitchen. What drink does she pour herself?
Man, it's been too long since I've seen that.
I don't know. I'm going to say a Bloody Mary just for the shits and giggles of it, but I don't actually know.
I want to pay
Being-
purple stuff from that American ad for, was it Mountain Dew or something, or 7-Up? There's like, what
I'm
do we
gonna
got? We
say
got orange juice, purple stuff.
I'm going to say a Fruitopia, just because
Ooh.
90s nostalgia.
Fruitopia. Now I want to say, yeah, some sort of like passion pop or something. Fruitopia. Chalk milk.
Shark milk.
What was it? We got bated breath.
So I've just gone into the Kool-Aid. What?
Yeah, that was it. Was a Kool-Aid commercial I'm thinking of. Yeah, purple stuff.
Steve has gone with chocolate milk.
Perfect.
Also, so no one's even close, but that was before the other boys said it. Oh, what? It was Diet
It was
Coke.
Diet Coke. Oh, that's
No
why.
wonder she carked it.
Yeah, a stiff scotch. Oh, if only we could all have that one.
Just with the buzz thing, I've got a padlock symbol up at the moment. Is that good or bad?
That's good. I locked you. I'm just
Okay, cool.
what I'm trying to do is I'm every now and then resetting it or trying different buzzers to see if I'm activating it with the connection to keep it, refreshed. So
Yep.
yeah,
I'm getting that.
Nice.
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. And I do apologize about that. Yeah, I'll try and working things around. Beautiful. So let's go back into our fantastic game of What Now.
Yes, what now?
So the way that we play What Now is going to be we're going to play a clip. And it's going to stop on and freeze frame, and I just want you to tell me what happens next.
Okay.
While I quickly try and find my notes. There's a chance at a lot of points. If I
Awesome.
recollect.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, just I want to say a big thank you once again to our guest speaker who's coming in today, and that's Robert Woods. And he's come on board because his awesome film, An Ideal Host, is streaming as we speak now on Sydney's Underground Film Festival. You can go check them out on their webpage and go check that out. So thank you for coming on and playing with us here today, Robert.
My pleasure. This is a lot of fun.
Yay! Wiggly
That's
arms.
good. You're saying that because you're winning.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
all right.
Yes. And he's not denying it. Yeah, that's good. No, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on board and discussing this one with us, and the chance to talk about your movie too.
And to have someone who
So-
knows so much stuff.
Yeah. No offense to
And
some of the
bounce
other.
Okie day.
So, are we good?
Yeah, so we're going to be playing a clip. Please do let me know at home if when I'm playing the clip there is any feedback like echo, because I just noticed on the game, not Hark, but on the last live stream there was a lot of feedback, and I think that's because it's picking up through my microphone. So please do just let us know. So yeah, we're going to have 5 clips here. Our first clip is going to run, something's going to happen. All I want you to do is tell me, buzz in when you think you know what the film is. We'll watch the whole clip and it'll freeze, but I want you then to tell me what happens next. And as many things as you can think that happens next. Cool? And that's open up to both of you. So if one of you says, I don't know, one person puts duct tape on their eyebrows and the other one says the other one shaves their legs, and if both of those things happen, you both get a point. Cool?
Nice. Yep.
Awesome. Let's have a gander at our first what now scene.
Now we took an oath that I'm
All right, good.
swore that we said was
damn it.
snow killing us. But it wasn't.
Now we can talk
Am I-
over this as well, because
Do
obviously
I buzz, but do I wait or do I say what I think?
that's right. Well, we can talk about it. Why don't we just describe the scene and
Now you've seen
So
how
we'll
bad things can
pick it
get,
apart so that we
and how
can
So
quickly
basically,
flirt with the
Sam-
copyright censors.
Samuel Jackson
Well,
comes in
a whole
here and
lot
says the
So
AK-47
we're not
guaranteed to kill
going to
every
fight
mother in the room
anymore.
that
No,
goes
no,
to.
you're wrong. He says enough is enough. I've had it with these.
Yeah, oh, there we go.
Yeah, snakes.
And Thomas Jane says, wait, you haven't actually seen me in probably one of the most painful endings to a horror film ever. That's not been released yet. Stephen King film. Somebody tell me if they know what that is.
Beautiful.
So this is one of the most awesome film moments in the 90s, at least.
Yeah.
Where we get our Samuel Jackson character, who probably was the biggest headliner at this point. I don't think Thomas Jane quite had elevated himself at this stage. And LL Cool J was still busting some rhymes, so he wasn't quite at
Now we took an oath
the stage
that I'm breaking
that
now.
was set for him, which
Swore that we
pretty
said
much came
was
shortly
snow
after this,
killing
from memory.
us.
So this was a big moment, and this was Samuel Jackson doing his "I will save the world" moment. It's okay, keep your cool, everyone's arguing, chill your shit. At which point we get the introduction of Aqua creature leaping out of the water, otherwise known as a shark, and engulfs our good friend.
Nice. Okay, great. So yeah, so you're saying next up an aquatic creature. You want to say what kind of aquatic creature?
I did say it was a shark.
Oh, because a shark. Sorry. I was doing a couple of things. So good. So yeah, a shark comes out and gets him. Now he does say something particular there, but first we're going to do something. So I'll tell you what. We'll give you the.
Oh man, I don't know the dialogue. Yeah, okay.
That's right.
Interesting.
So we're going to give you a point because let's find. Well, hold on. Let's go back there. I'm going to take that point away. It's a new game, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize. I'm still working out how to work this out. So
How
yes.
do you know which shark
So you're
is
gonna say
yours?
shark
It's the one that
attacks
says bad
him?
motherfucker on it.
Good. And that's all you're going to say? Or what do you think, Robert? Do you think anything else? You concur?
I think it will then cut to slow motion reaction shots of the cast going, no!
Nice. Yeah.
And then he'll get like shaken around by the shark
Nice.
and pulled into the water.
I do feel like the
Please.
reaction shots is kind of a given.
I mean, yeah, it's true.
Yes, no, that's
and
good. But did either of you know what he says? But first, we're going to do something. But first, what are they going to do?
where are they? They have
First,
to.
we're going to get out our dildos and we're going to wave them around for a little bit.
Yes,
And
they all
do
carry them
a-
around with them.
and do a little chant to the
aquatic gods,
Poseidon.
Poseidon.
Yeah.
Well, at this stage, they were in the facility under the water, so they had to get to the shaft and climb up. So,
well, remember.
Yeah,
so they had to dive down and then go to get back.
No,
out.
they didn't have to dive down. They have to like seal off something and.
Oh, well done.
Yes,
that rings a bell. Yeah.
Perfect.
And,
Look,
oh man,
I'll tell you what. Okay, let's have a game.
Just
let's
watched
find
all
out.
3 of these.
Yeah, I know. I love this film. So let's have a gander. Let's watch the next bit of the clip. Here we go.
We're gonna seal off this.
Seal off this pool. Those slow motion reaction shots.
Not slow motion.
Yep. Sam Raimi pool of blood. And oh my god. And then he gets ripped apart by I'm going to give you that, yeah. Nicely done. Very, very well done. So, we've got a point to Saul for getting that there was a shark that came out and got him. And we got a point for getting ripped apart by the sharks. And another point to seal off the pool. So, nicely done. Fantastic. Awesome. I'm so glad you did. Because,
Oh dear.
that's
Like,
very, very well done.
I like what Rhiannon's saying there, because she's talking about it's very much like the Open Water trilogy. First was enjoyable, second was forgettable, and third had some merit, but she was still rooting for the sharks. I haven't seen the third one though. I have to admit.
The third one is like, it's better than it has any right to be, considering what the second film was, which was the most atrocious made-for-TV thing that you've ever seen, with baby sharks. But the third one.
Sharks. Ew.
The third one was actually like, it was a decent production and it had some good moments. It was an enjoyable watch.
Oh, awesome! I've got to check them out now. Like anything with a
still only like the one good shark movie, but you know, there's other good ones that are out there that are entertaining to watch. So and that was like one of them. So
the Aussie fascination with croc films too. I mean, they're just fun too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, big fan of Rogue.
Black that's it, Rogue.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and there was an American one with Betty White, wasn't it? Or was that Rogue?
No, that was Lake Placid.
That Lake Placid.
Lake Placid. Yeah,
See, now I'm getting that confused with Rage in Placid Lake with that.
They're different.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Okay, so next one. That was our first one. So buzzers have been reset. Let's play our next clip on What Now?
I know it.
Nice. Straight away. Maybe I should like lock it.
This is when
afterwards.
This is when Jason takes Manhattan.
Nice. Okay, you got that one. Yeah.
Do I talk or should we?
No. I'm happy with you because I think that this goes for a little while, and we do have to talk over the top. So
you got to give your hats off to the guy who actually probably of all the characters in Jason's films actually squares up to Jason and gives him a good run for his money. And I think we get him punching him pretty much all the way to the edge before he kind of stops, and then Jason basically turns around. I can't remember how many times. I want to say one punch hit. There was a king hit, I think, and his head comes clean off. And I think it lands in trash, like not a trash, like a skip or a trash basket.
He flies over and then smashes into the rubbish.
Nice.
Into the rubbish.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, you're going to town and Rob's being all polite.
I'm so sorry.
He let you have that one.
I am a huge fan of the Jason stuff, so yeah.
I'd just like to acknowledge that the clip is still going.
This is what I mean. Like he's giving it. Like he's giving it.
It really is.
And and like to the point, Jason's just like luring him, talking about the similarities between the first one and this one as well.
Yeah.
In a way, the original Jason film, not the original Jason. Yeah, no, the original Jason film. So Friday the 13th Part 2. Which was directed by Steve Miner. He also went on to direct the third film as well, 3D. So he actually said he wanted to treat Jason as pretty much like Jaws. He's essentially a shark on land. He's the ultimate killing machine, but he just happens to be on land as opposed to on water. And he said he used a lot of homages to Jaws, essentially to create what was Friday the 13th Part 2 when Jason is on scene.
Yeah, nice. Wow. Well, that's it. It's homage and not direct copy. That's the highest accolade, isn't it?
So I've got
Yeah.
my new projector set up here, and I finally got one that does 3D. And I've got Amityville Horror 3 3D. I've got Jaws 3 3D. And the other film from that year that used the 3D technology was Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D. And that's the only one that's not available in Australia yet in 3D. So I'm just itching to get my hands on it.
Yeah.
There was a recent box set was released, which I don't know if it's hit our shores yet, which was...
the Shock Factory one in the US. And unfortunately, it's region A locked. And my Blu-ray player that does support 3D doesn't support multi-regions. So I'm hoping there'll be a local release or a UK release soon.
I want to say there's in the Jason one, there's the yo-yo shot at one point, but it's famous for the point where we first see Jason don the infamous mask, and he throws something at his victim. I want to know if anyone out there knows the answer to that one, while we then queue up our next clip there, Mr. Lovegrove.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're ready to go. I was just going to say if there was anything else you wanted to add there, because I do think you probably got everything. But if you can remember anything else from this sequence that happens next, Rob?
Oh, me, no. Just going into the trash can and yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
It's been so long since I've watched this series, and I've been meaning to.
I know. I'm
waiting for that. Waiting for that.
Blissfully delighted when I found this, so it's just like, oh, sweet, cool. So let's have a look. Let's play the rest of the clip. Throws one punch, misses. Throws another punch and misses.
Give it a shot. Motherfucker.
Give me your best shot, motherfucker, and then... Oh, Rihanna well. A skip in, nicely done. Perfect. You know your stuff.
Awesome. I do when it comes to the Friday the 13th. The he's in over his head.
Wow. Oh, too good. Okay, well that was one for the film that you got there, one for the head clean off, and one for in the bin. So yeah, nicely done. There were four other points there, which was the line of dialogue, what he swears, like the swear, and the two punches that he threw.
Cool. There you go.
So, nice, beautiful, and always good to see that Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons is another contender, I think, who's really jumping onto the balls and knows what's going on with it. We're going to have to refresh our buzzers again. I'm so sorry.
No worries, man.
Yeah.
You can do that.
We've got Saul in there still.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I think it's probably has to do with the time delay, but this is the first time we've really had like the long distance things. It's just good to know if we have.
I'm in Perth. There's a desert between us.
I know it's not. Yeah.
But I hear.
There we go. Got you.
Great locations for filming.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So Rhiannon again, like she's saying, she loves seeing Kane Hodder as Jason in this. Like, what a great actor Kane Hodder was for the franchise with this as well, because like he came in and did and I'm going to say this off the head because I don't actually, was six the first one he was in? Let me know if I'm wrong with that. So he basically did like Jason Lives, then whatever the seventh one is, Final Friday is it, then the Manhattan one, the ninth one, I'm forgetting off the top of my head, I'm getting these all out of order now, and then the 10th one is Jason X. And that's why he's become so synonymous with the role of Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Very good. Yeah, I must admit I am behind on my Jason and Friday the 13th lore, but got to get more onto it, especially now that I've learnt Crispin Glover's in one of them.
You've got to see that one.
Yeah, I've got to see that one.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, absolutely brilliant. So Rhiannon's got the answer as well, just while I fill in
the next one already.
Yeah. to my question about what gets fired by Jason.
Oh, perfect. Sorry, yeah, go.
So it is actually a spear gun that he fires into his victim.
Nice.
And that's what we see in all its 3D glory.
Oh, very cool. See, I'm a big fan as well of the original Haunting, and that was not the Haunting of 13 Ghosts, which had the gimmick of 3D. So I want to see a black and white 3D with those goggles. Okay, here we go. We've got our next scene, so we're gonna play the scene. Buzz in when you think you know what happens next. Nice. Saul has buzzed in. So of course,
Is this Deadly Friend?
so nice.
Yeah.
Yes, so you got the answers. So perfect. So it freezes there.
Okay,
it was
cool.
Deadly Friend. I'm not too sure the name of the actress, but I'm sure people out there would know her face.
Christy Swanson plays I don't know who the actress is here, but it's Don't Throw Mama from the Train and
Yeah.
The Goonies.
Where we would know her from exactly, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so we have Christy Swanson, who is the titular character in this. I can't remember her name in the actual movie, but she. This isn't spoilers because that's the purpose of the film.
I think the whole thing is spoilers. Yeah.
Yeah, she gets killed off at the beginning, but then regenerated, and using this robotic kind of technology that this guy who has a crush on her does in order to resurrect her. So think Reanimator.
Cool.
In that kind of sense, right? But he uses robotics rather than biology. And so to bring her back to life. So she comes back in robotic form. Unfortunately, the robot has a few issues, and it goes on a bit of a rampage, killing certain people. of which point this delightful actress becomes a victim when I want to say the said instrument of her death is in her hands.
Nice.
And I can't remember how Kristen Swanson gets a hold of it, but I'm pretty sure she does, and ends up throwing the basketball back at her, and it smashes her head up.
Nice. Anything else? Have you seen this, Rob, at all?
This is one of the few Wes Craven films I have yet to see. This is
Good
one he did-
score on knowing the director. He should get a point for that.
You got a point for that. Yeah.
Well, I know this is the one he did before People Under the Stairs, I think, because that just had its 30th anniversary, and this was the one.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So we've done people that don't know me personally or know what I do outside of QUIZarena run Sessions of Horror, which is not just a movie review website. I do a few interviews and stuff along the way, but we also do a podcast. And the podcast is where we look back at classic films of yesteryear, sometimes a few newer ones as well. And sometimes our host is on board here, who Richard Lovegrove comes on and helps me talk through those things. I can't remember how many seasons back, but let me say it was like 2 or so. We did Wes Craven's middle years. We also did his first years, and which I just called the early years. So that starts with Last House on the Left, all the way up to something that I can't remember off the top of my head. And then it was basically the one, whatever the one was before Nightmare on Elm Street, which was 1984. So the middle years I called the Nightmare years. So it's bookended basically with his first Nightmare on Elm Street film and Wes Craven's New Nightmare and everything that fell in between, of which Deadly Friend was in there. So you can go check out our podcast on that. And you can also go check out People Under the Stairs, which you just mentioned as well, Robert, which is also getting a remake.
Wow, yeah. Well, I'm also going to give Rob another point for that one because, he mentioned its order in the film. So I think that's worth it. So let's check out what happens next. If there's anything else you guys want to say, there is 2 other things that I am looking out for, and one has been mentioned in the comments. You did say she gets killed in a certain way. You didn't elaborate specifically.
Her head gets caved in.
Yes. You didn't say head caved in, did you, Saul?
Well, the basketball gets smashed into her head and her head blows up.
Yeah, but I don't know if you actually said it was like caved in. I think you said the item that kills her is in her hand. Yeah. And there's one last thing.
I said the basketball gets thrown at her head and her head explodes.
Okay. Point
Because
retracted.
it's one of the great head explosion scenes. Obviously, Scanners has probably got the token card on the best one ever laid down.
Then there's
Right,
one.
shopping mall.
I did say her head gets.
Sorry, that's my bad. Then that's me not listening and reading the comments. But there is one other thing I don't think either of you have mentioned. There's one specific thing because this is kind of funny scene.
I'm jealous of Rhiannon right now. She's interviewed Robert Englund. Ugh,
Oh, that would have been cool.
man, that would be awesome. Sorry, there's one other thing that happens in this scene that we haven't mentioned.
Yeah, like the last thing.
I don't know. Unless it's that her nothing. No, I don't know. Does Kristen Swanson's face come off and reveal the robot underneath at that point? I don't know. Can't remember.
No, let's have a gander and see what happens. Here we go. Nice! That's with the basketball. And that's what I was looking for. That's
So obviously, she would also become the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer. My friend there, Kristen Swanson, before the aforementioned character person.
Sarah Jessica.
Sarah. Rhiannon talked about in I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yep. Nice. Brilliant. Awesome.
Oh.
Everyone knows their things. Okay, so we have 2 more left. Our next scene, here we go. Buzz in when you think you know what happens next of the film.
I'm locked out at the moment.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
There you go.
Awesome. Oh, not that I know.
You may know it. And that's all the clip we're going to give it to you. I'll tell you what, I'll give it to you one more time. Here we go. Buzz in when you think you know. All the film.
Oh, is it Tucker and Dale versus Evil?
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, hold on. Wait a minute. We didn't go back and award points for the last round. Hold on.
Oh.
My bad. So, Saw, you got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Rob, you got 2. At least from counting down, because I just started counting on my hand again. So I remember, that's
you definitely
right.
got the point for the Wes Craven thing.
Yeah, the Wes Craven reference and the that it was filmed before. The other film. Yeah.
People Under Stairs. Nice. Yeah.
Yes, nice. Okay, good. So
Right.
yes, so Tucker and Dale versus
Tucker and Dale
Evil.
versus Evil. Does he end up?
So he's going to try and kill this guy, but swing and a miss and fall into the chipper.
Perfect. Awesome. Anything else?
Well, the girl. So there's the girl wandering around. So she witnesses it and runs and thinks that these guys are that. It's basically like the whole nod to Wrong Turn in the odd people in the woods.
Well, the whole cabin. Yeah, exactly. Any
And
cabin
the
in the
whole
woods, Evil
purpose
Dead.
of it is that Tucker and Dale are like these hillbilly characters, but they're actually accidentally or get misjudged for trying to kill people.
Yeah, for psycho killers.
Yeah.
So she's going to witness him probably trying to get him out of the wood chipper and think that
that he's feeding him into it. Yeah.
shoving him into it.
Well, that's technically right. I'll give you a point for that. Anything else? Have a wild spree, guess away. You don't get points for incorrect answers.
Francis McDormand turns up and
No.
the wood chipper sequence.
No, so there might be what do you think would be a spraying sort of thing that could happen?
The blood sprays all over the blood from the chipper,
or over maybe someone you've mentioned.
Girl.
The girl?
Yeah.
Nicely done. That's another point.
Yeah.
And one last thing that I can't remember if his name is Tucker or Dale, but he tries.
Yeah,
to
one of them comes out and goes, "What the hell have you done?" Surely. No.
No.
I know it's one of them is the guy that was, and my mind's gone blank. But he this comes back to Disney again. So Rhiannon, I'm hoping you're listening. He plays the Weaseltown kind of dude in Frozen. Does the voice of him? His name.
Alan Tudyk?
Alan Tudyk. Yeah.
Alan Tudyk. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, I love him from Firefly. I love him from
I was
so
going
many
to say
things.
Firefly's the big one.
What was it? Oh, it wasn't. It was one of the Star Warses. He played a robot in. Wasn't it?
Probably.
Yeah.
He's iRobot.
He donated his voice to a lot of stuff.
He was the robot in iRobot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Give him a point for that, I reckon.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Hold on, that hand.
If we're
Okay,
just saying random trivia,
Yeah, no, that's
what's
good.
going
You
on
still
there.
get a point for it. Yeah, it's good.
good.
Okie dokie. So I can't remember if you got 3 points, Saul, then, or...
I think it was probably 3.
Well, I think I got 5.
Well, you
I
got
think-
4
I'm
on
pretty
my,
sure,
on my,
yeah.
my hand. Rob got 4. And so, Saul, you said it was Tucker and Dale vs. Evil.
Yeah.
And
I said the girl.
the girl gets covered in blood.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah,
she
you got
gets
2.
covered in blood.
You got 2, and Rob got 4. So I'm going to put those in now, just while I remember them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. I'm getting ahead of myself again, so let's find out if the clip concurs. Such an underrated film. So good. So he's trying to help him out of the wood chip. He gets covered in blood. Trying to help him. Covered in bee sticks. See, we've got points for those. And the last thing he says? You okay? You okay? And I would have also given you a point for kicking it.
Nice.
So nicely done, very well. And anyone who got that right out there, you got those points. So brilliant so far. We'll go to the points in a second. We do have one last round for our what now? So our last one. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Yep.
Awesome. Here we go. Buzz in when you think you know the film, and what happens next? A lot of stars in this film. Nice! Robert Woods is buzzed in first. So, what do you think the film is?
I think the film is. Oh God! It's the world one.
Yeah. So would you say that, like, this?
Oh, this is the end.
Yes! Nice. Also, we got Michael
Thank you.
Cera.
For the, yeah, so Michael Cera's here. He's given his little speech, and then the light pole, the crater falls, I think, behind him, or the light pole goes straight through his chest and impales him.
Nice.
And there, everyone is panicking, and he says, "No, I'm all good," or "No, I'm not." He's got some kind of funny lines.
Nice. He's got like a funny line of these. There's a funny quip. Awesome. Good. So that's
And then dies.
Well, I hazard to say I haven't seen the clip yet, but I would like to say I think that so far you probably got 3 points. But is there anything else, Saul, that you think happens?
You know, I've never seen this film, so
You've never seen this film? A lot of
no.
stars in it.
Yeah, so that's what I was just noticing. Oh, they're obviously the whatever was it? Not the Brat Pack, but whatever pack Seth Rogen and all that.
The
lot.
Judd Apatow pack.
Yeah.
the Judd Apatow pack. I could
That
see.
sounds
Yeah.
like a beatboxing thing. That's great. Judd Apatow pack.
I mean, so you're telling me that Robert only got 3 points after that wonderful description of what is about to unfold before us?
Yeah, like I want to give him one other point, but
Yeah.
but he could have elaborated a little bit more.
Oh, is it?
Because this sequence is only going to be a quick sequence, and it does extend into a larger sequence that starts it. But this is the starting point.
Yeah.
So
So
yep.
Rhiannon at one point turn around and say, "Shut up and drive,"
No.
and get in a car and drive off?
well,
No.
a crater opens up behind them, and
Yes!
some people fall down. They try and pull them out,
Yes.
and they.
Perfect.
Who was
Because
it?
yeah, you did say that like it broke up or there's a little bit of a crater, but it completely opens up and takes him out. Yeah. Anything else? So you mentioned there was a funny quip that he says.
I don't.
Let's play the clip one
I
more
don't recall
time and
what it
see
is.
if you guys can hear what Michael Cera says just before it freezes.
Who took my fucking cell phone, man? Martin, empty your pockets! What? I saw you in the bathroom, man! Somebody tell me!
So who took his cell phone?
Here it is. It's in his pocket.
Yes!
Yeah.
Nice! Beautifully done. Awesome. So 5 points. Well, let's find out. I shouldn't jump the gun, should I? I'm not Henry Winkler.
Oh, shut the fuck up! Unbelievable! Unacceptable after all the coke I've
Round
wasted
opens
on
up.
people! Run away! Your fucking cell phone. 3, 1, 0!
I should have also warned the audience before. And spoilers. Not the end of it, but yeah, gets lifted up. Glory. And says, "Oh shit, that's embarrassing." So nicely done. 5 points going to Rob.
Nice, well done.
2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. And that, of course, was our game of What Now?
Yes, what now?
Which I just can't help but play the stinger. So very well done. Let's see if we can have a look at the scores now. Wow, hokey day. I don't know if you guys can see that down there, but we've got Saul is on 17 points, and Robert Woods has 23, ladies and gentlemen. 23 whole points. Yes! That's it. It's working. I like to see it when the points are sort of like divvied up in such a way. He's a master, ladies and gentlemen. We may have our Quiz Arena guest champ so far. So very, very well done. Hope you guys enjoyed that game of What Now.
Yeah,
I hope you guys are having fun still.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Perfect. We'll just have a gander down at the comments down there, some of the chats. I'm not going to read that one out, Phil. Ant-Man's got this. Yeah, of course, the Paul Rudd references is running up there. We also have the he was in Halloween. He replayed the kid. Michael Cera was fantastic in the movie. He's always a lot of fun. I've just been recently watching, what was it, some of the outtakes of, was it Knocked Up, I think?
Yeah.
It's always a lot of fun. Yeah, 23, and they're all remarking and making Jim Carrey references. So obviously the film number 23.
Rest in peace, Joel Schumacher.
Yes, Joel Schumacher. Oh, fantastic. Another reference. I want to say Cats, but that's wrong because it's Wizard of Oz Return to... Yeah, it's...
The Wiz?
The Wiz. That's it, yes. And Batman Forever. Oh, I love it. That was my age, so I still have a soft spot for that. And Jim Carrey, always. Good. So,
man, that was good fun.
Yeah,
Liked
sweet.
it. Well
Awesome.
done.
Beautiful. Well, now we are getting ready for our next round. Now, it is 8 minutes past 9, but we've got something which, ladies and gentlemen, I think you enjoy at home. I enjoy it every week here. And so we've got 5 questions from the lead surgeon of horror himself, Saul Muerte, in a game that we're now dubbing Better Beat Saul. Over to you.
Yes, once again, we're back for another round of Better Beat Saul, and this is where I take myself off the quiz answering chair to ask the questions. So we've got last week we kind of hit about 10 questions, so we just kind of narrowed it down a little bit. I did say that in our last episode that the theme was going to be around James Wan, and that's because his latest feature, Malignant, is hitting cinemas as we speak, and which I'm really, really looking forward to.
Unfortunately, it was delayed here, which is
wrong?
Sad.
What's wrong?
It got delayed in Australia.
Yeah, it did get delayed here. This is true.
It's if you're in the US, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phil, you can see it
because I still haven't seen Don't Breathe 2 yet because of the restrictions that we've had here, and I know that our good friend at Watch It Wombat is up in Brisbane and had the opportunity to go and see it, and
I've seen it.
Curse you. So yeah, I'm kind of keen to see that one, and there's a few others that are in the mix that seem that they might happen. I noticed that I think Last Night in Soho, which is the latest Edgar Wright film, has been pushed back to the end of November now, so they're kind of trying to...
Oh, wasn't it November 4th?
Yeah, I think it's 28th now. I think it's pushed to the end.
I've already booked the day off work for November 4th to see the first session of Last Night in Soho. And I've already shifted
I'm going to look
from-
that up in the background because I definitely got an email about it today.
Damn it! That's my number one film.
November
year.
18th. Releasing in Australian cinemas November 18th. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll calmly breathe.
So while you work yourself through that, I will throw out the first questions. Remember, James won base questions. So the first question is, what is the name of the first contraption we see in the Saw franchise? Who is its first intended victim, and who designed it? So it's a three-parter, this one.
Ooh, okay.
I'll say it again. What is the name of the first contraption we see in the Saw franchise? Who is the first intended victim, and who designed it? Let us know your thoughts out there.
It's been a while since I've seen the first Saw, but I think I remember the opening sequence.
So the first, I was just thinking, the first trap that we see is the iconic trap, isn't it?
This is the one.
Yeah.
And
now,
it's actually featured in a lot of the Saw films too, and it was even in the short feature that they put together in order to sell the idea in Hollywood. So my question is, like, does somebody just mentioned it up on the comments there if they want to have a little?
Well, see, I didn't know if that was what it was called. I just imagined it was going to have something generic like the jaw trap, or I don't feel like Jigsaw is necessarily the one to turn around and go, I'm going to give this a trademark and try and patent it. I think he's more just like, this is like invention 3001 if I need to reference it because I know it's right there and there's only one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. So do one of you want to kind of read, or who mentioned it? Phil Robinson.
That was Phil Robinson.
Does somebody want to jump in and grab the point?
The reverse bear trap.
Yeah.
Reverse bear trap is correct, yes. So for extra 2 points, though, there is the other parts of the question. So who was the intended victim? So somebody has said, Lutz has said it was meant to be for the main female protagonist. Who is that, though? What was her name?
Are you looking for the character's name?
The character's name, I will take. I'm happy to take the
actress.
Too.
Is it Lacey Chambers?
No.
The one from Becca.
Yeah.
Yeah. And from the Blob.
Yeah, she was in the Blob. Yes.
How cool is that?
So have you got a name?
Oh no.
Have you got the name yet?
Damn, I'm sorry.
terrible with
Okay,
names.
so Rhiannon has got the actress's name, and I think Phil jumped in as well with her first name. So happy to take either of those. Rhiannon's also come in with the actress's name too. So if someone wants to shout that out, they can get a point.
So what?
Shawnee Smith, that's the actress.
Shawnee Smith is the actress's
Nicely
name,
done.
and the character's name was Amanda.
Amanda.
The third part of that question was who designed it, and obviously this has the names were mentioned already.
Well, Jigsaw, but I can't remember what his name is.
Yeah. What is his name? I'll give you a point for Jigsaw.
Tobin
What's
Bell.
the actor's name too?
Is it Tobin Bell?
Tobin Bell.
Oh, you're right. Yes.
And
his.
See, I'm
his
thinking
actor's
Terrence
name?
Mann. I'm thinking, was it Priscilla?
Nice. And what is his character's name?
You're gonna say it, and I'm gonna go. Yes, but it's not on the tip of my tongue.
I'll figure out your misery just because I know we're on a timer. But it's John Kramer.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Name. Oh, and just as
you say it, Phil Robinson. Like clockwork.
Yeah, well done, Phil. Okay, my second question with our James Wan theme is what is the body count in the film Dead Silence? So this is might be just a random guess. This one. But this was the follow-up film.
Ryan Quanten.
Ryan Quanten was he? Correct.
Oh yeah.
And
from True Blood, yeah.
Yeah.
I quite like this film, but the body count.
Yeah. So there's a few answers to this one, depending on
yeah, because do you count all of the other dummies?
No. No.
Then I think it's 5 or 6.
Okay, I'm going to give it to you for 6 because it's 6 on-screen deaths that happen. We get Jamie Ashen, Detective Lipton, Henry Walker, Edward Ashen, Michael Ashen, and Lisa Ashen. I would happily have said 8 because if you count Lisa's unborn baby, You could take that.
Yeah.
And also, Mary Shaw herself is killed in it. So you could technically say there's 8.
She's already dead when it starts.
I could even say 10 if you count Boz the Gatekeeper and Ella Ashen, whose corpses are shown in the deleted scenes. But I will definitely give you those points, Robert, because 6 would be the official answer. Yeah,
I'll take it.
Nice. Okay, so the third. I don't know if anyone else has got it. I've navigated away from the screen, so you'll have to let me know if anyone else is jumping in and letting know the answers.
Rhiannon says 8.
Oh, well done. Yeah, I would have given you that too, Rhiannon, because like I said, that we do get to see the unborn baby and make sure.
Everybody gets a point.
I was about to say the answer was
You get a point. Everybody gets a point. Okay, so
the answer 6.
the answer is 6. Yeah.
So if I said 12, I'd be correct, right? No, no, it's 6. If you get
It's
6, you're right.
Yeah, the answer's 6. Yeah. Okay. In the film Death Sentence, Nick puts a gun to the head of one of Bill Darley's men and asks the man where Billy is. The man's reply is Stygian Street. What is this an in reference to? Stygian Street.
Oh my lord.
A vestigian growth?
I'm going to navigate away for a second just to see if anyone knows it out there.
And not even going to address that.
Because I am keen to know. Bearing in mind that we are talking James Wan, okay? So James Wan films, okay? So what is it an in reference to? This is the 3rd feature film, I want to say. Hold on. Yeah, 4th feature film, sorry.
I'm guessing it's an in reference to something in Saw.
It is an in reference to something in Saw. But it's also an in reference to another film too.
What was it? Say it again. Say it again.
Stygian Street.
Stygian Street is the name of the street that's mentioned.
It was the first film he made.
It is the first film he made was called Stygian. Yes, correct. So I'll give you a point for that, Richard.
Yeah.
There is another point up for grabs too, which comes back to the Saw reference that Rob was talking about. So basically, Stygian was his first feature film. It's the one he did, by the way, when he was still working as a student. It was his kind of project film. It technically is his first feature film. Came out in 2000. And Stygian Street is also the name of the street of Jigsaw's first lair in Saw. Which is obviously another one film. Stygian usually refers to the river Styx as well, which is near Haiti.
That's what I thought as well.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that's mythology, isn't it? That's
exactly.
The whole psychopomp thing, yeah.
Exactly. And so, and the last thing I'm going to say, just on the quote, just before that, the actual question was where Billy is. Now, what is the name of the puppet that is in Jigsaw? Billy.
It is Billy?
Billy the puppet, yeah. So it's also a nod to, obviously, Billy the puppet, Billy Jigsaw, and again, Stygian Street, as I said, the first layer of John Kramer. Okay, got 2 more questions up for the Better Beats All Round.
Nice.
How many ghosts inflict themselves on the Lambert family in the first Insidious movie?
Insidious.
How many ghosts?
How many ghosts? Yeah. Again, this is a number one, so it could be just a random.
Is Insidious the one with the guy with the red, like?
Yeah, so that's one of them. Yeah, so that's one of the.
But that's that movie, Insidious. Yeah, because I'm getting them, right. I think, confused with The Conjuring.
I'm gonna quickly just check my notes because I think he's called the lipstick face demon.
Yeah. Who was played by their composer?
Oh, really?
Joseph Bishra.
I think we should give him a point for that one.
Yeah.
I've got that soundtrack on my playlist, and when it comes up when I'm driving at like 10 p.m. at night, and that soundtrack comes on, I just like, oh shit!
It's awesome. It's awesome. All right, so you definitely know one of them. So has anyone got a guess?
I'll go with the nun.
There's quite a lot. It's inside the house, not the ones that they walk to.
I'm going to give Rhiannon another point for the previous question too, because that was a fact that I did read as well. about Rhiannon. That's really good, but I didn't put it in it. But it's also, I'm going to read it because you're right. It is based on the book Death Sentence, which was a direct sequel to the novel Death Wish, which starred Charles Bronson. So yeah, that is correct, absolutely correct. And I can't, and I think it was also said that I forgot who wrote the book. By the way, let me know who wrote it, because whoever it was said they absolutely hated the sequel Charles Bronson was in, and had said, I think on record, said that they really liked the film Death Sentence that James Wan did. Anyway, sidetrack. How many ghosts did we are we jumping on?
Are we talking about the second house?
This is the it's the main house that the Lambert family
after they move.
Yeah. So there is
there's
presence.
There's a family. There's the dad and the mum and two girls. No, there's a dad and mum and a daughter, and then there's twin girls.
There's two girls.
There's the old woman.
There's an old woman
that's trying to get into Patrick Wilson.
Oh yeah.
Aren't we all? Hey, aren't we all?
Oh, if only.
Phil Robinson, he's come out saying 10.
Someone said 10.
Well, Phil Robinson said 10.
I'm gonna say that's a bit high.
I was about to say it sounds a bit high, but
yeah.
But hell,
I get it too, though, because I think Robert's already said that there's like a lot. There's a lot.
I think it's 8.
It's a little bit lower than 8.
6.
It is 6. Richard's got it. It's 6.
Hey.
Officially, because there are allusions to other kind of entities that are around, but the official number is 6. And we've got the 2 doll girls, which I think you were talking about, Robert.
Yeah.
We also get the long-haired friend character. We get the lipstick face demon that I mentioned. We get the ghoul contortionist kind of character as well. And we also get the bride in black, which is the main kind of older
bride. That's it. I was thinking La Llorona was not that one. Yeah.
So the bride in black was actually meant to be tipped for like the spin-off stuff. So this is where we get an early indication of what James Wan loves to kind of sow the seeds for, like potential spin-offs of stuff as well. And so the bride in black was initially kind of put down to do a spin-off from it, but that obviously didn't materialize, and it got abandoned, unfortunately. My last question of Better Beat Saul before we wrap up and dive into our main 4th round is, what is the family name being investigated by the Warrens in the original Conjuring family?
Okay.
What is the family name?
I'm terrible with names.
Yeah, same.
So they are ones that's like based on an actual event, based on a true story. These family do exist. They actually went on set
the Masons
when it was being filmed. No, it wasn't the Masons.
No. Damn it.
Did we get a point? Did we take a point off? Are we being cruel?
Honestly, I've been ignoring anything you've been saying about points because until we discuss it, how can we determine how you and Robert both get points? Or don't get points in anything.
Right. We know this is just the fill around, and someone's got it. Rhiannon has got it.
Perron family.
The Perron family.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much. That was Better Beat Saul, and the James Wan theme for this week. Thanks for taking part.
Yay! Awesome. Thanks, fantastic for another game of Better Beat Saul.
Just remind me I better stitch those corpses back together.
Cool.
And my own island of Dr. Moreau.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say. There was so many things in that because when you were mentioning that, I recently saw the Annabelle Comes Home. Is that the one that they go underneath into the room? So there's all of the different ghosts. That's what I was thinking. What were in that? I think the lipstick guy was in that one.
Yes.
But that's where my head was completely at. So I was getting all of those wrong.
That's like beautiful franchise seating in that room.
Oh,
yeah. Every object in there is like spin-offs galore.
That's it. One thing, I was hoping there was going to be a bit more of a franchisey thing with the Winchester house, just because I thought there was a lot more possibilities you could do with that location. but
There's
it's
a lot more they could have done with that film, really.
Yeah,
That's my token take on it. I
Spirit Brothers
bit
movie.
of a dud, that one.
No, well, that's it. Having been there as well, it's just there's so many nooks and crannies that just make your mind go wild. Like you'll see things in practical things from an architectural point of view, and then purely aesthetic things, and then random things like staircases going up into the middle of the roof and a door going to the ceiling to nowhere. So interesting. It's just a very interesting sort of landmark, and like San Simeon last week we mentioned, what was it, Hearst Castle and things like that. That's another location that you can go to, and it's just fascinating to go through these buildings that people have mashed together, all these different types of architectural styles. And you feel it like even if you were to go to the hieroglyphs that are at Carryong, I mean they were done in the 60s most likely, but you still feel like this energy around it purely because you're in awe of this scale and the majesty of everything around it. So yeah, nicely done. Well, we're about to go into our last round for the evening. Hope you guys have had so much fun so far. And just before we do, we're going to throw over to the scene just so we can share with you the fantastic people at costumes.com who this week are giving us a $50 voucher to spend on their website to the lucky winner of the Quiz Arena tournament. You can see they have a whole bunch of fantastic stuff there, and they just recently have announced that they have their Halloween props and decorations that are coming in. So you can see here on the website they got props and decorations galore, animated things, special effects, bone chillers, blood. You can also get skeletons of all different types, but you can also see that they have some fantastic pet costumes too. So why not have your dog dress up like Santa Claus or a minion or what is it, Superman? But I can't help but look at this tuxedo bandana Chihuahua and think that I really want to try and see if they have a gremlin costume. Like a little Spike costume, I think would just be so cute. But yes, we're very lucky to have them again with us, giving away a $50 voucher to our winner tonight in the Quiz Arena tournament. To play along as well, ladies and gentlemen, all you need to do is join us in the chat there. And when you see the answer that you know, simply put the numeral down that you think is correct. If you think the answer is 1, put the number 1 down and it will register. You need to have a valid Gmail account, and the winner will be decided tonight. You'll have 1 week, 5 working days technically, in which to send an email to surgeons.of.horror@gmail.com, and then we're going to give you a keyword in which you'll place down in the comments section underneath the live stream that you won, in which case this one, if you're the winner. And then that's just going to make sure that you are not one of the body snatchers, that you are who you say you are, and you're not a thing. There's still a chance you could be taken over by the blob, but we won't worry about that. Once we have that confirmation, we'll then send you off our digital voucher or the physical devices, for which, of course, you can do. Cool, awesome. So let's get ready and start off by running into our live reacting quiz. Great stuff. So we're into our quiz arena, and I'll just bring it up as our back board so that we can, of course, see it up there as well. Fantastic. So you got 1 minute and 25 seconds to get ready and get into playing our quiz. So should be a lot of fun. And good luck to everybody out there. As well, just to let you guys know that this quiz is not affiliated with YouTube, and any of the prizes and the whole quiz is purely through Rushcutter Entertainment. So contact us to get your prize. Don't go to YouTube. They don't want to hear your complaints. Complain to us, but also send us your adoration. Speaking of which as well, you can join our Patreon as well to get live access, early access as well, and you can also see all of the live streams that are up there. After about a week, we usually take them down so that you can see them all up in there, and all of the mistakes and glory that it is. Cool. Awesome. So, getting ready for it. Still got 30 seconds. And hopefully, yeah, these are going to be questions that are not just horror-based. They might be fantasy-based as well. You might have noticed some of the questions that I have. I mean, hell, I had a Titanic reference in there because that was a tragedy. I'm sure it was horrific for a lot of people. And hopefully enough time has passed that it's okay to make a summons that. But fantastic. So yes, we're ready to get into it. And excited to see that. Luxaboko is ready for it. We've got Phil on there. Rhiannon, I'm sure you're going to wipe the board with it. And into it we go. First of all, our first question is, which popular movie score composer turned down writing the score to The Thing? So which popular movie score composer turned down writing the score to The Thing? Was it 1, Tiny Tim, 2, John Williams, 3, Jerry Goldsmith, or 4, Hans Zimmer? What do you think there, Rob? Any of those sticking out?
I think it's 3.
You think 3? Nicely done. What's got you thinking there?
Well, I think John Williams would have been very busy scoring E.T. At that time. Tiny Tim, I just don't think scores.
Do you know who Tiny Tim is?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
perfectly. Tiptoe through the tulips.
Don't think he's the kind of person that scores
No,
feature
he's
films.
not.
I think
He's
Hans
not the
Zimmer.
type to score. Sorry.
I think Hans Zimmer was he even around doing stuff?
Probably
If
not.
he was, he might have still been in South Africa.
Yeah, exactly.
so-
Well, I think you got it right because Jerry Goldsmith was the correct answer. Hans Zimmer and
Sweet.
John Williams were throw-offs. Nicely done. Perfect.
Nice.
Again, yeah, you're probably going to know every single one of this. So, it's a point for you. Nicely done. So, how many people die in April Fool's Day from 1986? Do you know this one too? Cool. Let's go through that. Number 1, 0. 2, 2,230. 3, 4, 8. So put the numeral down there if you think you know what it is. But do you think you know what it is, Rob?
I think I do. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I love this film.
Oh, God. Oh, fantastic. Yes.
It's it's just crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. What
It's
you
good
even
fun.
say now? I think that we're up to the point that
Yeah. It's interesting because I remember it is a bit of a spoiler, but yeah, watching it for the first time and not knowing, and then going, hang on a second.
Yeah.
It's called April Fool's Day.
Yeah, that's it.
So I think the answer is number 1. It's 0.
Yeah, absolutely right. Well, as in, from my recollection, I'm pretty sure you're right with 0.
Yeah.
Just let you know as well, Saul's had to run away just for a little bit, so unfortunately. But you were absolutely correct, 0. And of course, Rhiannon and Phil, you both got that right too. Perfect. As you said, it was April Fool's Day. And though you see people die on screen, they're technically just faking it.
Like, quite elaborately too.
Yes. I do love these old film references because so many people just let you know go that. Okay, next question. Question number 3. Who designed the Titanic? I know, right? 1, Victor Garber. 2, Victor Borger. 3, Thomas Andrews. 4, Alexander Carlyle. Let's see if there's anyone who knows their stuff out there. And of course, you got a point for the last question as well too. So just put that over for you there. Do you know anything about the Titanic at all?
I look. My writing partner Tyler is the Titanic
Fanatic.
nerd. Yeah,
Titanic
yeah,
fanatic.
just
Oh,
yeah.
sweet.
He
Get him
also
to replay
played-
this because he'll probably know this off the bat.
Yeah, no. I have a good idea, I think.
This is
yeah.
kind of a trick question, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you've seen the
I
film...
I love Victor Garber.
Yes!
The answer to number 1.
Yeah.
It's
And
very
Victor
funny.
Borger, was it the piano player? So good.
I think the correct answer is 3.
Nice. You're going to say Thomas Andrews.
I'm going to say Thomas Andrews.
Nice. Well, unfortunately, the correct answer is Alexander Carlisle. So, Alexander Carlisle designed the interior of the ship up to the point that it was constructed. It started getting constructed, and he did not agree with the changes that Ismay and Perrier wanted to change about it, including the taking away the lifeboats. He went, "Fuck this!" and left. And they put in his nephew, which was Thomas Andrews. Next question. Sorry, that's given me just a chance to go all of that. Who
That's why
directed
he was on the ship.
first horror film ever made? Was it 1, Kenichi Honten, 2, George Méliès, 3, George Albert Smith, or 4, Edwin S. Porter? So did any of those names ring a bell?
George Méliès rings a bell.
Nice. How do you know George Méliès?
The trip to the moon.
Oh, yes. The fantastic
Hugo.
film that... Sorry?
And Hugo.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Martin Scorsese adaptation.
So beautiful. Well, that's the reason why I put Edwin S. Porter in down there, because Edwin S. Porter was the one who stole Voyage to the Moon and took it over to America and sold it under the name of Edison's production company, so that when George Méliès went over there, he had made no money. Yay, capitalism! But the first film, horror film ever made, yes, you are right, George Méliès. Points!
Sweet.
Nice. So George Méliès, yes, called a haunted castle, or like translated into that, but it's more like a demonic sort of possession-y type thing. But yeah, because it was the easiest way to include magic as well, and he would start off as a stage vaudevillian magician. So brilliantly done, and I loved. I saw like a little in Hug the Sun, the Méliès-esque like sun, and so I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna throw in a question like that. Beautiful. And next question. Who plays the high school janitor in the film Scream? The one that Henry Winkler calls Fred. 1, Wes Craven. 2, Robert Englund. 3, Michael Douglas. 4, David John McDonald.
It's a very fun cameo.
I think I've misspelled the Robert Englund name there.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. That's supposed to be Freddy Krueger's. Yeah. Sorry. Typos and my bad stuff. So that's why I talk like Ed Wynn. So now you probably know this. I think that you know this.
Fred is
impression.
Fred is referring to Freddy Krueger, I'm guessing.
Well, it is. Yeah, it is referring to Freddy Krueger, but I'm the sort of arsehole that's going to try and throw you off.
Yeah.
Or am I?
Because it's not actually the actor that plays Freddy Krueger. It's the director cameo, isn't it? It's Wes Craven.
Yes.
Number 1.
Nicely done, and another point. See, now,
Sweet.
Saul's going to put this down. That's probably why he ran away. He was just sort of like, I'm not winning, and so I'm going to say there's a technicality. But, well, you got it. Wes Craven. Nicely done. I do love those little facts that when you look up and then you go, I didn't even know that. And then you're mind blown once again. So nicely done out there, Phil, Rhiannon, and Chemical 20. Beautiful stuff. Next question, question number 6. How many times did the actors have to ride the roller coaster to film the iconic scene in Final Destination 3? 1, 26. 2, 13. 3, 6. 4, only once. The rest was done in post. CG.
I love Final Destination 3.
Yeah, same. They're always just so much fun.
They're all great, except for maybe the 4th one.
Oh, see, that doesn't sting out to my mind, and I think that's the way I choose to remember things, rather than going, that was bad, I just block it out.
Yeah, well, I guess if you don't remember it, there's a reason.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, but Mary Elizabeth Winstead in that film is just a delight. I believe they had to do this an awful lot more than they wanted to. In fact, I think number 1, I think 26.
26
is the answer.
Yeah, I think that you might be right, because I can't remember the exact, and with these technical ones where it's all numbers over the top, but I do remember it being higher than expected, and it definitely wasn't once. That was just me trying to put in some sort of post-production joke. 26, you were right. Rhiannon got it. Lux Spoko got it. And Chemical 20 got it. Nicely done. Beautiful stuff. Awesome. Yeah, and of course you got it, so I got to give you a point.
Yay. Yeah, filming on a roller coaster. What a pain.
Know, right? Well,
and I think if you're in the front seat, you'll be okay. But if you're the person sitting in the back, then every time they go to get a close-up for the next row, you still have to be there in the background.
Yeah.
So the people at the back had to do it the most, and the people in the front only had to do it for their coverage.
Yeah, of course. Next question is, what was the name of James Wan's first feature film from 2000? Remember this from Better Beat Saul. 1, Stygian. 2, Saw. 3, Emancipate Myself. 4, Dead Silence. So, yes.
Emancipate Myself.
Yeah, do you know that song?
No,
it was. I can't remember who did it, but it was like sort of like a rock punk sort of thing that I remember from my youth. Which it was just like about a breakup. It was just like trying to cut yourself away or that memory of them from it. But no.
Right.
What do you think?
I don't think that's the answer. I think the answer is 1.
Yes, Stygian, and another point to you. 29. This is the first time we've we were excited when we broke double digits, and so if we can get you over 30, which I'm pretty confident we can, we can do it.
Let's do it.
Then
Let's
we
go
got
all the way.
a standard. Yeah. Yes. Awesome. I haven't seen Stygian as well, so I think I'm gonna try and find.
Neither have I.
Yeah. So we got Rhiannon, we got Chemical 20, and we got Phil. All got the correct answer. Nice to see that you were listening. Nice. Yes, I do try and trick people with a lot of these questions and stuff like that, just to try and, I feel like it makes it more fair. But question number 8. Which award did Stygian win at the Melbourne Underground Film Festival, MUF, in 2000? 1, the People's Choice Award. 2, Best Use of a Garden Salad. 3, Best Guerrilla Film. Or 4, Best Actor. So, an ideal host has won a bunch of awards. We were talking about this before. So you'd probably be familiar with the categories that, are a part of these film festivals. So what do you think?
We've won the People's Choice Award, I think 3 or 4 times now. So
nice.
That could be one. Guerrilla film is a thing, but also... I'm
guerrilla
thinking
filmmaking is sort of doing it on the rough
but
fly.
Because it's an underground film festival, I feel like all of the films would be guerrilla films. So that might be an interesting category to have.
Well, that's it's like when they have an award for comedy, as in how do you judge the comedy awards? Yeah.
And the garden salad could literally be an award though. So it
could literally be an award.
It's the kind of thing that
Phil and Lux, you went for Best Garden Salad, and I personally, that's what I was going for. But it was Best Guerrilla Film. Nicely done, Rhiannon. Nicely done. Yeah, because I agree. It's one of those sort of things, and with some film festivals, it's a bit hit and miss about. Not too sure. Okay, so question 9, a penultimate question from the internet show Hug the Sun. What will the Shadow Man steal from you? Sorry, that's supposed to have the word steal in there. What will the Shadow Man steal from you? 1, about Tree Fitty. 2, your soul. 3, poop. 4, cranberries. Now, I don't know
if... the Cranberries?
What was the band Cranberries? Yeah.
Or just your lunch.
Every single
I
one.
know the answer to this one.
Of course you know the answer of it, yes. I wonder if anybody else knows.
Song.
Yeah. If you haven't checked it out as well down there, go and check it out. Hug the Sun. It's a great, fantastic Australian comedy show. It's very, very funny. Especially if you've been on Netflix and seen Auntie Donna. Some of the guys from that are in this as well. So if you need a tie-in, there you go. Do you know what the 350 reference is?
About Tree Fitty.
Yeah, about Tree Fitty. Loch Ness Monster, South Park. Nice. And so, what would you say it would be?
I would probably say it would be number 3.
He steals your poop. He steals your poop. And he eats all your apples. And he makes you look at his fingers. And he gets
Don't
punched
look
in
at the
the
Shadow
face.
Man's fingers, guys.
It's great. Sweet, fantastic. Well, Rhiannon got that one. And Lux wants some cranberries. I think he likes the song too. So our last question in our Quiz Arena tournament. What is the name of the ghost in the unofficial PC game Playable Teaser, PT, by Hideo Kojami.
Oh.
Kojimi. I'm sorry, I butcher names. 1, Reagan. 2, Prissy. 3, Lisa. 4, Dana. Now,
I think I know this one as well.
Oh, cool! Awesome.
I'm a big fan of PT.
Oh, it's so good.
It's crazy how influential that abandoned game has been in the horror game world. Like,
and it's simple. It's so simple too, but it's just one of those like psychological horrors that's so good. I was going to say,
still watching reactions and people playing that is such a joy on YouTube.
Yeah, but there's some sites too you can see the assets, and some of the assets alone are just terrifying. It was good because I was going to make one of the questions what was in the sink, and I thought that might be too confronting for some of the viewers out there. Do any of the names ring a bell? Number 4.
The name that rings a bell the most is 3, Lisa.
Nice, you do. You know your stuff. Does number 4 ring a bell at all?
It does. That would have been my second guess.
No, that's all right. You were correct with Lisa. But Dana was, of course, from Ghostbusters. Reagan was from The Exorcist. And Prissy was just Prissy perfect. So Phil, Rhiannon, and Chemical 20, you all got that. Congratulations, guys. Beautiful stuff.
Nice.
So we'll tally up the scores and see who our winner is. Well, with 8 correct answers, we have Rhiannon Elizabeth Irons. Congratulations. We have coming second, Phil Robinson with 5 correct answers. Chemical 20CA coming in third with 5 correct answers. And coming in fourth, Lux Voco with 1 correct answer. Fantastic work, guys. Beautiful stuff and confetti. Woohoo! Well, of course, yes, you are the winner. Rhiannon, you have won a $50 voucher with costumes.com.au. Feel free to check out their website now and you can peruse and see if there's something that you would like to get yourself. But you have $50 on that website to spend there. Just send an email to surgeons.of.horror@gmail.com. And we'll give you that code word to just put down in the comments section, and then we'll make sure that get that digital voucher straight out to you very, very quickly. Beautiful, fantastic. So that's so good. It's so good to see so many winners. Phil and Chemical as well. Fantastic there. Obviously, you both got 5 correct answers, and the way it works is timing. So Phil must have just gotten a hair faster in. But congratulations to both of you there. I wish we had more prizes, but we love it, and we want you guys to come back next week to try and steal those prizes away from everybody else. Fantastic. And of course, Robert, you have got 31 points. So, yes, so far you are our biggest scoring contestant. 30. And that's definitely well earned. It's not like, we were like helping you out at all. Like, as in we definitely want to make it an enjoyable experience, but we don't want to make...
I think there was some leading going on there.
But you did the same thing too. There was a lot of points where Saul and you were playing very nice, and it's always good to see that because it's all fun and games. I wish we could offer you a prize, but we can only offer you confetti at this time, and our love and adoration. But you have... in all seriousness, been a great contender, and we would love to have you along next time if you are at all interested. And give us some questions. We would love to see later on if you have some questions either about an ideal host or another film that is a particular nostalgic favorite for you. You can come back and quiz us just like Saul did, because we're always about that. So thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to let the crowd know where they can find you?
You can find me in Perth. You can find me on Instagram.
Don't give out your home address.
I thought against that. I'm on Instagram as extreme_Bob. That was my gamer handle that was given to me by a friend back in the PS3 days, and it's just kind of stuck. So cool. Now that's me on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. Just look up Robert Woods, I guess. My film, An Ideal Host, which is playing at this Sydney Underground Film Festival now, is also on Facebook. Just give it a search. Please give it a watch. leave a review on Letterboxd.
Yeah, that's the Facebook
love to check it out.
post site there now, so you can check out there. They've got a whole bunch of different things, or you can also check out some of the live streaming events that Rob has also been a part of with the Horrible Imaging's Film Festival as well. They've got a Q&A up there. And some other events information about there. So yeah, check it out, guys. I think that it's
we've got a bunch of screenings coming up in the US as well, and one in Toronto. So
perfect. We do have all international guests out there. So yeah, you don't have to be Australian to enjoy this fantastic film. Check it out now, and check out the Sydney Underground Film Festival site too, which will give you all of the information. In which case, you can check out those things from the safety and comfort of your home. So thank you again so much, Rob. We'll play our outro and just say a personal thank you just in a couple of moments. But we also wanted to extend our thank you to Saul, who had to unfortunately run off very quickly before our tournament. But we're always happy that he was able to get another better beat Saul in there. Please do comment down below underneath the video what game you want to see more of. Tell us if you won any of the games. Tell us if you're a Quiz Arena champion in your own household. And thank you so much for playing along this week and every week. We're going to be playing another Quiz Arena next Thursday. It's going to be every Thursday from 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. I've been Richard Lovegrove, and we're now going to be playing you the outro, which was done by the illustrious Lux Voco. Make sure you check out his stuff. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you next week on the Quiz Arena Live. Bye!